Right, so I was fortunate enough to be able to test Blue Protocol a few weeks ago, or it was actually a week ago. I was able to do the entire network test, and I had 2 accounts, and fortunately one of them did get banned, but thankfully I had 2 accounts, so I was able to play the entire network test, and I have some opinions on the game. Now let me just say that the network test, as expected, was probably one of the most fun things, or the fun times I've had in a long time. Blue Protocol is great. It was really tough when the network test ended, like when everybody came together in the circle. I mean, we already knew that was gonna happen, but when everybody came together in the city, and that was tough when it was ending. Like then when it actually ended, oh boy. But I'm gonna give my opinions on the test, and I want to start off with the world. First of all, the game looks so visually good. The world is actually really big. It's an MMORPG. I know it's not under MMORPG, or I know it's not called an MMORPG, but it's an MMORPG, man. The world looks really good. I like the anime style. It's got a bunch of small little detail to the world. It's got a lot of life. The NPCs walking around make it feel really good, and especially in the town. There's a bunch of shops that you can go to for different things like character customization, or to customize your armor or upgrade things like the crafting shop, or the adventurers guild that you could go to in order to do, get more missions. Or there's also the arena as well inside the city that we were not able to do for this test, but we know it's there. An imagine shop that you could go to get more imagines and more stuff, but all that stuff just creates so much life into the city. And then outside the city, there's a bunch of NPCs that you can talk to for extra quests, the typical MMO type stuff, but I like that. I like that. The world itself also had really good music to go alongside with it, but it really made the game feel like such a vibe. Character customization is another thing that's really big in a lot of MMOs. One of the things I look forward to the most, and Blue Protocol has it down like almost exactly like how I would want it to be. You could tell in Blue Protocol they actually care. So when you start up the game and you're creating your character, there's a limited amount of things you could do with your character. It's got like the smallest detail where you can change the shape of your eye or the colors of the inside of your eyes. Like, what the heck? There's a lot of little details you can do with your character customization, your character, but once you actually get into the game and you play it a little bit, then there's actually a character customization shop that you could even go into more depth. You could go even crazier with your character, bro. Like, I didn't know that until like the test was almost over, like the final day of the test. And unfortunately for this test, we didn't have all the outfits because there was a shop, I think. There was a shop, and there was only a limited amount of outfits in there. Didn't really care for any of them, but I do know that the game will have more outfits because literally in the benchmark, there was more outfits that was in that was not in the network test. So I can't wait for that. You could dye your clothing. So if you have like a red armor and you want to change it blue, you can do that. Now I want to talk about the PvE, the progression. The progression was cool. I didn't feel, except for the fact that I couldn't understand Japanese. So because I didn't understand Japanese, there's like a little thing that you have to click on when you accept missions in order for it to actually count. And I didn't know that. So for like a few hours, I've been doing this mission and I wasn't getting anywhere. Aside from that, they weren't dreadful. They were fun. It was cool to do with friends, but they were fun to do. It was easy. The missions were easy. It was cool. I like how you had to, a lot of the time they would have you go look for like little rocks or flowers, which was super easy, and then you just go back to the NPC and boom, that's it. Or you'd go kill some NPCs, like a fox or a boar. It was simple. And there's a bunch of other type of quests that you could do, but that was good. Then there's also the story. The story, like that's a whole different, obviously you can progress through story, that's what you're supposed to do, but the story is another whole vibe. It's really good. I love the cutscenes, love how it looks, and the story itself, we only did a little bit of it, but so far it's entertaining. It's entertaining. And speaking about that, small little thing before you start the game, there's like a whole anime intro. But anyways, the only classes I was able to use for this test was Spellcaster and Twin Striker. I used them almost the same amount. All right, hold on. Never mind the sudden change of wardrobe. It's another day. But let me talk about Spellcaster real quick. Now, one of the questions I had for a minute was whether I could go an all lightning build with Spellcaster. After playing the beta, I actually did go an all lightning build, even though it probably doesn't make sense to do that because there's obviously going to be better abilities that would probably be better than a lot of the lightning skills that we get in the game. Though I did hear you could upgrade your magic. I didn't know that. Guess that's something else to look forward to when the game releases. But Spellcaster, what you had to do is you really had to keep a distance. You couldn't be up close to any NPCs, but it was cool because whenever you did get close to an NPCs, they had a very unique function in the game where you could jump on their head if you double tap the space button, and then you do this cool flip backwards. The most satisfying thing, I spammed that, I abused that. And it was really annoying though, I will say, the charging, even though it was only a few seconds, you would have to keep doing it over and over again because after, well, only 3 abilities, you would have to recharge it again over and over. That's the most annoying thing. I hope they fix that because that's annoying, even though I know it's supposed to be like that, but it's annoying. Though I will say overall, I did have fun using the class Twin Striker, which is another class that I use. Was maybe a little bit more fun for the simple fact that there was no cooldowns. That's probably the biggest thing. But I also like to be up close and fight up close. Like I like that close combat. I like that even as a Twin Striker, you could upgrade your weapon or get a better weapon, which would give lightning effects. I wasn't able to get that during the test because I got banned right before I was able to get it. With Twin Striker, you also really had to pay attention to fights because you really had to time when to dodge, like spam that dodge button. You could really die in this game. You know, it's less likely that you'll die if you're like, I don't know, a blast archer where you don't have to be up close all the time. There's a whole lot of combos that Twin Striker has. Twin Striker is definitely up there for me. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. Man, I can't wait till the full game releases.